Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am here doing today the vlog number 8 for living with diabetes on August 16. So keep on watching. So, the last time I did a vlog was, I got my notes, June 7th. And that was about 2 months ago on living with diabetes. Back 2 months ago, my weight was at 136.4 pounds. And today, August 16, I weigh 131. So I did lose some weight. And what has happened in the last 2 months? Well, I had a new doctor, if you guys recall, because my diabetic specialist and thyroid specialist decided to move to Texas. So I did meet up with the new doctor. We had a Skype visit, and she totally sucked. Wanted to change all of my medication. Did not want to listen to what I had to say. And I've been diabetic for over 20 plus years. I want to say 22. And wanted to put me on a medication that I retain water and my ankles start swelling and that kind of stuff. And she didn't want to hear it. She wanted to still put me on that medication so she can see what happens. And if I know that a medication affects a certain way to my body, why would I jeopardize it and retake the medicine just to prove to you that I'm technically, I guess, like allergic to it, right? So we had our little visit. I just told her, thank you for the phone call and everything else, but I think I'm going to go with my primary until I find a new specialist. So the next day I did call my primary. He did give me 3 suggestions, and he kept tabs on me for the past 2 months until I see the new doctor that I saw that the reviews were good on Google. The reviews were good with my insurance, because my insurance has an app where you can go look at your doctors and people rate them. So overall, she seems okay so far. I haven't met her. I meet her tomorrow. The doctor that I said, peace, see you later, they did call me the next day. Some other doctor from the same office, because apparently they do have, I guess, more than one. Like, I guess there's it's a group, right? So I guess she realized that I wasn't too happy, so she must have told her colleague. And she called me the following day. And I'm sorry, but you already done did it. Don't try to convince me otherwise that, sorry that, I didn't get along with her, but maybe you can come see me and blah, 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 blah. No. I'm sorry. One already screwed up. I'm not going to go to the same building, to the same place to try to, see who else makes me happy. Because now you're messing with my diabetes. You're messing with my health. You're messing with other organs in my body that, get messed up with the diabetes. Come to find out that the lady I did the Skype with, she was just a thyroid specialist. So whoever scheduled me with her, but technically I should have met the one that called me the next day for my diabetes, and that technically I was supposed to see this lady for just my thyroid. So I listened to the one who called me, and fine and dandy, but towards the end is, if you're not a specialist to something, why are you suggesting that I change all my medication? She should have said, I'm sorry, I am a thyroid specialist. Let me check your thyroid stuff and your new diabetes doctor will call you. No, the chick was trying to take over and didn't even suggest the other doctor. So you see that kind of stuff, no, not happening. So I said, thank you very much, appreciate it, loved the place when the other doctor was there, but right now, no. So I told them that I was going to my primary. There's nothing they can do about it, and it's my choice, and I will find myself a new one. And they never called back. It's been 2 months. My primary doctor I've been seeing for, wow, over 25 years. He's actually my kid's doctor. I trust him a lot. He's been seeing Lexi since she was born and all the other kids since then, and he's still my primary. At one point he used to take care of my diabetes in the beginning, when he was able to handle it. So he suggested a new doctor. Let me not get off point, I'm sorry. He suggested a new doctor that I see tomorrow. So far, so good. The office called, did their regular checkup due to COVID, told me what I needed to do before going to the office, because they do know that I'm anemic. So they scheduled me for first thing in the morning, so I'm the first patient they're going to see. So everything should be cleaned out and no one else should be in the building or, in the area. I'm to call them before I go inside and that kind of stuff. So I'll do a recap on that doctor sometime next week. The next thing, what has happened? So we do have the new one. Then the next thing that happened, I went for a procedure, and I ended up, I don't know how to say it, but I ended up aspirating, I guess, during the sleep, because they did put me to sleep, and I ended up getting water or fluid into my left lung. So you can only imagine the scariness, the craziness that I was feeling, because first of all, when you go to these things now because of COVID, loved ones can't come with you. Loved ones cannot come inside the building. Loved ones cannot come and hold your hand, or, they have no saying in anything. So when I went for my procedure, my husband, while I was dying, he was in the parking lot waiting for me to get out of my procedure, waiting for the phone call to come to the door to grab me, to bring me home after that procedure. So when I woke up from the procedure, I had, I don't know, about 10 doctors on me, telling me to breathe, telling me to take deep breath. They're all listening to my lung. I can hear one in the corner yelling, I hear her wheezing. We need to take her to the hospital. The whole 9 yards. The worst nightmare you can think of with COVID. In the process, it happened. And between that, my husband is still in the parking lot. So they called the ambulance. They made sure they told them everything before they sent me to Bridgeport Hospital. The main concern was, the non-immune system. I'm high risk, the whole 9 yards. And when the ambulance came, they were pretty nice. They were okay. They did let me talk to my husband before they put me in the ambulance, which it was nice, but I couldn't talk because I couldn't breathe. We ended up making it to Bridgeport Hospital within, minutes. I was just a town over. And from there, my husband followed, and he followed all the way to the emergency room. Come to find out that in the hospitals, they weren't allowed to come in either. So now I'm in the hospital. Doctors are actually making decisions for you, because he's not there to make decisions, and I'm not able to talk, right? So the worst thing in the world, right? So when I got in, first thing is first, I give 5 stars to Bridgeport Hospital and 3 thumbs up if I could, because they did an awesome, incredible job in taking care of me to make sure that I stay in a safe zone. So before coming into the hospital, I stayed in the ambulance a good 5 minutes before they called us straight in to go into the room that I was going in. They physically just gave me one nurse to deal with, not 10 different ones. and they gave me only one doctor to handle what was going on, not multiple different doctors to come into the room because I don't have an immune system. So they did an awesome job on that part. They also, I had to stay overnight because ended up with pneumonia. I did have pneumonia. So I ended up having to stay overnight. And the same thing happened overnight. You know, they kept me in the room where I originally stayed in with the same nurse, same doctor, until they were able to give me a safe zone where there was no COVID patients, no craziness, I guess, for me not to end up catching. And the transportation to go from the emergency room to the room that I was staying in, also the same way. They, you know, had the elevator before I was going in was disinfected, went all the way to the, you know, whatever floor was until I got to my room. I mean, the whole 9 yards, they did great. So I ended up staying one night. So because of that, I ended up having to stop my Ozempic because of the pneumonia. Because after the pneumonia, because when I was doing the procedure, I felt nauseous. So they shouldn't have done the procedure in the first place. So because I felt nauseous during the procedure and ended up exasperating, I don't know how to say it. I'm sorry. I know I'm killing the word. They shouldn't have done the procedure and they did anyways. I was feeling nauseous before the procedure. Really bad nausea to the point that they even prescribed the nausea medication for me and it wasn't working. They gave me nausea medication before the procedure and that didn't work either. So they shouldn't have done it at all, but they did it anyways. They put me to sleep and they did it anyways. So when I woke up still with a bad nausea. I couldn't eat. I couldn't do anything. So Ozempic, all my medication actually were out the door. And it was like that for like 2 weeks. So when I came back home, I couldn't swallow. So I had to take insulin for the 2 weeks, and I had to take the fast insulin. So depending on what I ate, I had to shot myself the insulin. So no more Ozempic, no more of the metformin, nothing. Even my blood pressure medication. So I had to monitor my blood pressure for like 2 to 3 weeks. I had to figure out what I was eating, shoot up insulin, and then eat, check my sugar again. So it was really the most craziest 3 weeks of my life, I tell you that. So the Ozempic I did not take for over 3 weeks. They didn't want me. So my Pri-Med, who was taking care of my sugars at the time because of the cuckoo lady, suggested to stop the Ozempic because the Ozempic, some people do get stomach issues and all that stuff with nausea and vomiting and blah blah blah. It's one of the side effects. So they think because of the pneumonia and because I was already feeling nauseated and stuff like that, they thought he stopped the Ozempic. He stopped everything. And so I want to say after 3 weeks I started again the Ozempic, but it wasn't at the 0.5 where I originally was. I had to start from the beginning and start at the 0.25 and then start from there little by little, increasing it unto the 0.5. So that was about 2 months ago, and now I'm at 0.5 again, and I've been fine, thank God. Nothing, I haven't felt nauseated. My stomach is fine. Everything seemed back to normal except for the lung. I still have a little bit of issues breathing here and there, and that was 2 months ago. I mean, I can't run a marathon even if I wanted. But it's been better. I gotta say, it's been better. And then tomorrow I see the new doctor, so I'm hoping that she don't change anything because I'm gonna be mad. But I'm back to normal on all my medications, including the Ozempic. So I did notice that even though I had all my normal pills except for the Ozempic I was starting at the 0.25, and then every week I increased it a little bit. My sugars in the morning were above, well, they were about 140, 145, 148. Then it'll drop to like 120. So based on, I guess, whatever I ate the night before, the numbers could be higher in the morning. So until now, when I started the 0.50, I won't know until the end of this week to see if the numbers will get better. I'm not sure what my A1C is because no one tested it since the last time. And since I'm seeing this new lady, she most likely is gonna give me, she's probably gonna have me take more blood work because, one, she needs my A1C because I don't know when was my last A1C, and I'm pretty sure it was like 3 months ago. Two, not sure if my thyroid medication has to change for the simple fact that I'm losing hair again. I mean, I might not look bald, and I don't have that much hair to begin with. I mean, the only thing I have is this top piece right here. And I was clogging the shower with the amount of hair that was coming off. So usually that means, that's a little sign for me that is either my thyroid messing up again or my iron is low again. So when I see her tomorrow, those are my two complaints. I'm going to tell her I'm having hair loss, my eyes are dry again. That's another sign of the thyroid. And I'm having a lot of bad acid reflux since the procedure, since the nausea, since the throat, since the pneumonia crap. I'm still having issues with acid, and I've been keeping an eye on the stuff I eat. I even changed my coffee to half decaf, and I'm still getting it. People used to complain saying it's the coffee, and I've been drinking half decaf for the past, I don't know, 4 or 5 months at least. So I know it's not my coffee. Usually I do get acid if I drink, like if I eat a lot of tacos, kind of spices, or anything spicy, and I've been trying to lay off that stuff. So that'll be my third complaint. So I'm gonna see what she says. But besides that, that's my life the past 2 months. Oh, and I got freedom now. My in-law left. She went back home to go stay at her house. And I'm not sure why, because COVID is just going crazier. But I guess she wanted some break from my husband because he could be annoying. And they're always arguing about something. So I gotta say, I think basically we're celebrating for that part. But that's it. I'll give you another recap after this week. Thank you for watching. God bless.